All right, guys, we are recording and we're about to go live on Facebook. You ready? Thumbs up. Let's go. Are we live?
I didn't get a notification. Let me check.
Let's see. This is so tricky.
And just keep on sipping your coffee.
I'm sure I think there's a delay though when you go live. So
It was like a 20-second delay.
all right, nothing yet. Hold on.
It brought up like a window on Facebook, but it's still loading.
Okay, yeah.
Now?
Okay.
Oh, come on, phone. Do you see Audrey?
I don't know yet. Okay, hold on. Public sharing your channel. Perfect. With guest Kristina. Okay. Ready, guys? We're going to go live.
Let's try that again.
And we are live. I think we're on Facebook. Hold on. Let's see.
Yes.
We should be live on Facebook.
I see webinar is streaming live.
Yeah, so happy Monday, everybody. We're all pretty in pink. On Mondays, we wear pink, right?
That's right.
So welcome back to our second episode of #MomLife, where we just talk about the everyday ins and out of being a mom, the stuff that, you know, nobody really talks about because you feel like you're a bad mom if you say it out loud. So today we actually have a really special guest, Kristina Delgado. She's a mommy of two. She's a badass mompreneur. And Kristina, take it away. I think you told us that you have a really interesting story to kick it off with today.
I do. But let me start off with just saying thank you for having me on. This is so cool. I feel like I'm on The View with my girlfriends. And we're just shooting the shit on a Monday morning. And I know it's okay to curse because both of you curse. But anyway,
On our show, you
I'll share
can.
my story first, kind of briefly, and then give my take on Momfidence or confidence that I think all moms need to have in order to survive in this crazy world. And then give you a story of what happened yesterday. Hopefully my internet isn't unstable, but of something that happened actually yesterday that I think plays a really...
Let's see.
Somebody's Facebook is turning. Are you guys there? Good?
Yes, we're good.
There was like a little feedback there. And then kind of touch on something that happened yesterday on Instagram that could potentially harm women. And I know it happens often. And so we need to spread awareness about social, online bullying and things like that can really crush a woman's spirit. Luckily, because of personal development, because I've grown so much as a person in the last 6.5 years, almost 7 years that I've been on this journey of self-development, I've realized that it's not about me, it's about other people and their insecurities. And so I'll get to that in a second. But like Audrey said, well, thanks for having me on. Seconds. My name's Kristina. I'm a mom to two little ones, Marley and DJ. They just turned 9 and 7. It's insane to me that when I started this whole journey of not only being an entrepreneur, but also of self-growth and self-love and all of that, DJ was only 4 months old. But it was during that time period that I was pregnant with DJ that I got to see my sister, someone who, of course, I look up to, who has been a mentor of mine in fitness for a very long time, have kids and bounce back very quickly, as well as gain this amazing confidence. Like, if you guys know my sister, she could be super shy, but one thing's for sure is that she takes pride in the way she looks. She always has. And so she took this conduit, I guess, called Beachbody, and fell in love with P90X and Insanity and got back into shape. Before this, though, I have to explain, when Marley was born, I was like a human walking disaster. I was an attorney and I was pretty new in my career. So I was just trying to make it happen, right? I was trying to be the best lawyer that I could be, all the while having a baby about 3.5 years into my career as a lawyer and being a wife, right? I gained 200 pounds. And I didn't gain 200 pounds. I hit 200 pounds in my first pregnancy. Yeah, let me clarify that. I did eat a lot of Taco Bell along the way, but I didn't gain 200 pounds in my pregnancy. And after Marley was born, there was like such a dichotomy between the way I felt when Marley was born and then when DJ was born 2 years later. And what's crazy, it was my sister's journey that helped me have this mind shift. So I'll get into that in a second. But when Marley was born, I was consumed with being a mom. Just trying to get it right. I was literally paralyzed. I was growth paralyzed. I was trying to be a great attorney and have that track to partnership. And Monica knows, she actually entered my life a little bit after that. But, I was just consumed with this baby. Like nothing else mattered other than her. And so I literally didn't do anything after she was born. I ate like crap. I was living off of coffee and protein bars and treating my body absolutely horribly. Clearly that affects everything. It affects your mood. It affects the way you look, the way you feel, the way you treat other people. Because when you're in a bad mood, everyone around you feels that. Struggling in our marriage because I literally was so consumed with her that Danny kind of took a back seat. And of course I took a back seat. And I say this on my posts a lot, that I wore maternity jeans until Marley was 7 months old. So I clearly did not care how I looked. And this is coming from someone who was always had a fitness background. I taught spinning. I taught step aerobics. I lived at the gym. Becky and I would do 2-a-days. And it was this complete 360 when I became a mom that I said, I became a victim of my circumstance. I literally said, you are a mom now, so you have to sit in your place and you have to just take care of that baby, and you are no longer important in life. And I convinced myself that that was okay. I convinced myself that not taking 15 freaking minutes to sweat a little bit or change, the way that I was acting and eating, or just eating a little bit better, making better choices. I none of that was mattered. Absolutely none of it mattered. And so I went on like this for, maybe 13, 14 months of just being absolutely miserable with myself. And then bam, I get pregnant again with DJ and the Lord.
Hold on. Did you lose her too, Audrey?
Yeah, she froze.
She froze on us. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was getting so good
Sorry.
too. There she is. There she's back.
Yeah.
She's back.
I did not know what just happened. It just went whoop and turned off. Can you hear me?
You're back.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
you.
That was so weird. It just shut down. Like my computer just shut down. Sorry, guys. And so, I got pregnant, and Becky, of course, is working out at home and getting in shape and getting better and getting into her bikinis again. And I'm sitting here pregnant and saying, I have two choices. I can continue to be how I was when Marley was born and be a couch potato and have my kids have a inactive mom who hates herself, who hates her body, who doesn't want to be seen in public, who just is focused on career and making sure my kids survive every day. Or I could take some time for myself and I could make little changes every day, little changes. And of course, then everybody knows the story. Becky became a coach. She introduced me to Shakeology. In fact, I tried Shakeology before my sister ever tried Shakeology. And I can run this up a flagpole. My story never changes. Shakeology absolutely changed my life. It was before I even sweat for the first time after having DJ. For the first time, I had a tool that I was going to use to bet. And I don't want this to be a sales pitch, but it really is like, it was my saving grace to a certain extent, because it allowed me to feel good again. It allowed me to say, okay, if I just drink this thing one day, and then the next day, and then the next day, and just those little steps, it's the compound effect. And of course, that book is awesome. But if I could just do this every day for myself. It takes 2 minutes to make. Let it work for me, right? Not work against it, but let it work for me. Allow myself to feel good again. Maybe this could be the start of something. And so I drank it and I drank it and I drank it and I drank it. And little by little, I started getting more energy. I started being more productive. I started being happier because I started losing weight, and it was almost easy, right? It wasn't like, of course, you're a mom, so you have all this baby weight, and breastfeeding also helps in shedding the weight, but it was different. I felt different. My skin felt different. I felt prettier. I don't know what it was. Okay, so I kept going. And then I had a bootleg copy of P90X. And in fact, I don't know if it was Monica's bootleg copy of P90X. But I would put in, chest and back, or what's the first one? Is it chest and back? Yeah, I think chest and back is the first one. And I would do like 3 push-ups on my knees and be like, okay. And then I would get some weights and kind of do some bicep curls and like, okay, did that. But little by little, I was like, okay, I realized that all this time, I mean, obviously not during pregnancy, which, by the way, unhealthy pregnancies, I'm not even going to go into that. But all this time that Marley was a baby and I was, being her mom, I was doing her a disservice by not taking time for myself. I was robbing her of an active mom, one that wanted to go out, one that wanted to take her on strolls. I was robbing her of that simply because I was being a victim to my circumstances, completely convincing myself that I didn't have time, that I didn't have the energy, when really, all the while, those were all excuses and stories that I was telling myself not to do it. And so little by little, guys, and everybody knows P90X workouts are an hour long. Who has time for that now? I would do 30 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time. And little by little, I started gaining my fitness back. And it's crazy. I could never do push-ups. I could never do pull-ups. I could never do all these things. But it's those little things every single day that build up to make a huge difference. And so I kept on and I kept trying. And so what happened eventually was I felt myself, right, from like 10 years prior, but 10 times better than that. Because now I felt like I was giving my family my best and my all. And I was being who I really wanted to be, who I was meant to be for them and for me. And when you do that, and when you fill your cup every single day with what drives you, which is, it could be, your fitness, it could be nutrition, it could be personal development. When you're giving yourself your best, you are at your best for the people that matter for you. And so with that, you get confident. And I started dressing better. I started doing these little things, they go a long way. I mean, I know it could be silly, but I didn't care about my hair. Like, I didn't care about makeup. I didn't care about, I did care about makeup, but I didn't, I would go to the grocery store looking like a friggin' disaster, not caring. And what I realized is I was hiding from the world, right? It's just it didn't matter. And now I love getting dressed up. I love being sexy for my husband. I love doing my hair. I love doing my makeup, wearing my pink for my girls, Audrey and Monica. I actually started wearing lipstick again. Monica knows I never wore lipstick, and now I'm wearing it again. And I feel awesome. And every woman should feel awesome, because it's the best thing in the world, right? It really is the best thing in the world. And this isn't about vanity, guys. And I'll share my story now about what happened yesterday. But
I'm going to time out for a second.
Yeah.
Because I didn't say too much in the beginning, but what I want everybody on this call to know is that what Kristina was going through and watching her was contagious to me. Yeah. To me in her life, because the background is that we worked for the same firm, and we had our boys 6 months apart. And so I saw Kristina evolve in front of my eyes day to day. So when you talk about, Kristina, how these small little changes that you made in your life, the impact that it didn't just trickle to you being a better mom, mm-hmm. or being a better wife to Danny. I was your assistant at work, and it trickled down to me, and it changed my life in a big way. So I just love how, I got to see you evolve. And when Audrey and I, we sat down and we've made a list for the next 5 to 6 weeks of what we're going to talk about on our live show. When we said confidence, it was like, Kristina, because for me, you're the one that sparked that for me. And I had my first baby, Jason, when I was only 21 years old. So for me, I did the most unhealthy things. I mean, I went to extremes to lose the weight because I was only 21 years old, and all my friends around me were young and at the beach in their bikinis or out clubbing at night. And I felt like you were saying, like, I was like, whoa, what happened to me? Like, I'm destroyed, you know? And I started hiding, and I started, you know, wearing like the mom bathing suits, like, no offense to one pieces, but my one pieces were not cute. So
you know my before picture.
Yeah, it's not the cute one pieces that we have now. No. It was like a Speedo that almost came as a turtleneck.
Yeah.
So, you know, that having you come into my life, I can tell you that you helped me do it the right way. And I saw you changing. And so when you're speaking here and saying you felt prettier, you dressed up nicer, I always talk about it. There was an extra pep in your step. And you were just like a light coming in every day. I remember turning the corner. Remember how our office, you would turn the corner on my desk?
Yeah.
You turn the corner and I'm like, bam, there's Kristina Delgado. And I just wanted what she had, you know? So when you are a better person, it's not just for your family and for your kids. And, you know, it's important for everybody you come into contact with in life. You know what I mean? And it's not selfish. Heck,
it's not selfish.
Heck, it's completely the opposite of selfish.
It is.
You're serving. So go on with your story, because the next part, I know it's going to blow everyone's mind.
No, to me, confidence is like a muscle, right? If you're not practicing it every single day, it's going to start to get weak, and you can evolve backwards after having confidence. And a lot of outside forces are trying to make women crawl back into their non-confidence mode and retreat and hide. And it's things like what happened to me just yesterday. I mean, I've already posted it on Instagram, because you know me, I'm going to share everything, right? If there's a good day, I'm going to share. If there's a bad day, I'm going to share. Vulnerability is the biggest gift that you can give to the world. And so just yesterday, and you guys know I had DJ's 7th birthday party on Saturday, and had all my friends here who are looking fabulous, right? Thanks to Beachbody, and my cousin's wife, who's an Orange Theory instructor and looks absolutely outrageous. And so we took a picture of all the girls, and I'm standing at the end, and it just so happens that Elizabeth's arm is like kind of covering my body, but I'm clearly the bigger of, you know, the girls in the picture. It's my sister, Arlene, Monica, Elizabeth, and myself. And I thought the picture was absolutely beautiful and showcased how amazing fitness can be into a mom's life. We're all moms. Monica has 3, but the rest of us have 2 kids. And how everybody looks glowing. I don't know, the picture's really, really pretty.
It was hot. I saw the picture. It's a hot picture.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a hot picture. I saw it.
And so I posted this picture on Instagram, and I was watching movies all day yesterday, but I happened to pick up my phone and I looked, and a lady said, oh, it would suck to be the fatty on the end. And all of a sudden, I reverted to the person that I was 7 years ago, who would have lashed out, who would have beat that bitch down to a pulp, and she would never have came out of her house again. Like, that was me. Like, I would, and I've done it to people, and I have grown a lot from those things. I mean, some people have felt my wrath, and it's not pretty. And I wrote something, I posted it, it was a little thing, and then I deleted her comment and blocked her. And I was like, okay, all right, there's a story behind this, and there's a lesson behind this, and I need to share that. Number 1 is women need to stop beating each other up for our differences. Nobody knows your story. Nobody knows your struggles. Nobody should criticize or judge anyone without knowing who they are, have walked in their shoes, and know where they're headed, right? That's number 1. Women especially, like, we need to be better to each other, because if we were just to band together and grow our confident selves together, like think about what we could accomplish. I mean, just look at us here, look at our circle of influences and the amount of impact that we have been able to accomplish simply by supporting each other and not bringing each other down. And here's, number 2 or 3, I don't know where I'm on, but if it wasn't for personal development and self-growth and growing my mindset and being, tough, some people say too tough at times, but I could let that stuff fly. I told Danny, I said, babe, someone called me fat on Instagram, and he said, well, it's because you put everything on Instagram. Someone's going to hate on you at some point. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Boom, done. It was out. I'm good. But man, I'm not everyone. And so many women who aren't into personal development, who don't have a very supportive community of women that have their back, this would consume them. It would break them. And yes, we are older women, we have kids, but imagine the 15 or 16-year-old girl that,
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sharing it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to share it because here's the deal. What I see is a bunch of moms freaking happy. I see a tribe of women.
You're all fit.
I see a tribe of women.
Yeah. At that point, I've had already 2 bahapantis. For anyone who's curious to know what that was, it's just a drink. And so I'm super happy and I'm surrounded by all these hotties. And of course, someone decides to try to tear that down. And what I'm saying is, imagine if it was the 15 or 16-year-old girl that posts a picture of her and her friends at the beach and someone or others or many others start tearing her down. What effect does that have on that girl's confidence, her security, her self-love? It'll tear someone apart. So I shared it to bring awareness to a problem. I know many people gain so much significance in their life by hiding behind their cell phones and breaking people down. But we need to rise above that. And if you are a victim, you need to rise above as well. And you need to put it past you and understand that anything that someone does to you that's negative is a reflection on them and their problems. It has nothing to do with you. Clearly anybody that sees me in this picture would be jealous about the amount of inspiration that I have all around me at all times. I always have people in my life, whether it's in business or in fitness, that make me want to be better. And it's the 4 ladies in this picture. You know what I mean? Clearly my sister has always been that person for me. She's my, what is it, Monica? My North Star when it comes to fitness. And so it was hurtful. And I realized that I can just let it slide off, but not everybody's like that. And so I wanted to share that kind of little tidbit to help women, gain their self-love and try not to let these things affect them.
I recently had something like that happen to me. Someone commented on a picture of me and my boys on the beach, and they're like, well, since your arms and thighs are so fat and your waist is so small, you clearly had a tummy tuck. And thank God for this community, because I thought the same thing you did. I immediately felt bad for that person.
Mm-hmm.
She has to be really miserable in order to say something like that to me. And my mind went to like all of my team, all of my challengers that are starting out. Something like that would destroy them.
Yeah.
But thank God that we work on ourselves daily and we're able to love on ourselves so that we can handle situations like that.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, it signifies the importance of what we do. And I know people don't understand it. Some people judge it. But I know that the greater good in all of this is making an impact. I know that it's bigger than us. It's imagine
deeper. It's deeper.
Monica, why don't you share what Nina said on Saturday about her daughter? To me that
it was so Nina Sinisterra, maybe she's watching now. Hi, Nina. Nina put together a really great training Saturday morning for some of the Latina coaches in our community. And she started it off with her story, right? Because there's nothing more powerful than our story, our own testimony, and how she got to becoming a coach and how it saved her in a big way. And it's not only saved her from the grips of obesity. But she went on to talk about how it's something that has been passed on throughout her family. Her mom has battled obesity. Her grandmother has battled obesity. Her grandmother passed away blind because of the diabetes, because of her weight. And so she was sharing a lot. But the one part that just struck me, that made me, I mean, I know Nina's story, I've heard it, but made me cry all over again, was the fact that she said when the doctor told her she was having a daughter, she cried. She cried. She was upset that she was having a daughter because she did not want to pass on her obesity to her daughter. She was still in trouble back then. She still had not found Beachbody. She still had not figured out how to control it and how to get better. And what really struck me was later on that evening, she posts on Facebook how they got in the car. So her daughter was present during this whole training, kind of quiet in the back of the room, listening, watching her mom share, watching her mom shed tears. And when they got in the car, she said, "Mommy, why were you crying? You know, when you talked about me, did you start to cry?" And I think that was really, that little girl is never going to forget that. She's never going to forget that. She's going to understand that her mommy fought hard for her to be better, for her to, you know, light the path for her and show her a better way. And it's just, it was a beautiful thing to watch and see. So what we do, and that's why I pulled up that picture, because Kristina, first of all, you're like 2 feet taller than all of us. So clearly, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's where body shaming comes from. That's why we have 11, 12, 13-year-old girls walking around, you know, either one doing things for attention all the wrong way, or two, completely depressed in these, you know, already, because they're going through changes and all that kind of stuff. And they're being compared to what's on TV or what's not real. Let's just be real about it. It's not real. And so I feel like what we do is so much deeper. Yeah. Like you say, people may have their idea of what it's like. Okay. They may have the idea of what this is about. They may think that it's just a straight up, you know, like you say, I'm not here for a sales pitch. No, but you're going to speak on what changed your life. Why not? Why not? Right? You talk about the face cream that you love. You talk about the restaurant that you like to go to. You talk about the music you like to hear. Why not talk about something that changed your life in a profound way? I mean, go ahead, Audrey. It looks like
you know what's sad? Like, I remember after Ashton, my first was born, I threw out all of my favorite pieces from my closet because I was like, well, I'm a mom now and I just can't wear those things. And now sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I still had that.
I would rock that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really because in the back of my head, like, I just wasn't happy. I didn't like how I looked. Mm-hmm. So what would you guys say to a mom right now that sees herself just like where you were, Kristina, when you started?
Number one is take action, right? My 2 favorite questions are what is the cost of staying the same versus what's the benefit of taking action and changing? I mean, right there, that's your answer, right? Like, if you stay the same, you're going to keep perpetuating this nightmare, really this nightmare of not loving yourself, of not wanting to spread your light, of not wanting to, you know, enjoy life, and kind of secluding yourself and alienating yourself from people that you can affect positively as well as your children. So number 1, take action. Number 2, realize that this isn't a sprint. This takes time to get there. You know, my sister's a good example of this on the confidence side. She's very painfully shy. And Beachbody has it's like an egg. You're like an egg, right? And Beachbody goes like this and starts hammering away at the shell and starts, you know, kind of bringing this on. That was my sister. Like, now she can stand on stage and speak to 20,000 people. I mean, she might have shit her pants a little bit right before, but she still did it, right?
I feel her.
But she still can dig into her soul and stand up on stage and bring her chest back and head high and share her story. And it's that little hammer. It's taken a while, but it's that little hammer that kind of just hammers away at the outer shell, and then you become this person of change, of significance, and of influence. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so number 1, take action. Number 2 is understand that it's a process. And number 3 is love yourself for who you are, right? We tend to compare everybody. You have to use your own measuring stick instead of using somebody else's, right? So, social media it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And you guys know I love social media. I know you do too. But it could also be the hardest in terms of growing in this fashion, because you just have to scroll Instagram and you have all these beautiful women in bikinis sharing their bodies, and then you look at that and you look at in the mirror and you're like, well, that's not me, I suck, I'll never look like that. And so you start comparing, you start using her measuring stick to measure your own success, and right there you'll always be behind. You can never be your best if you're comparing yourself to somebody else. In anything, in fitness and business and momming and everything, you'll always be behind that other person, because you can never be somebody else. You have to be yourself. So you have to love yourself where you are, but realize that you are made for change, right? I love that quote, that you are not a tree, you can move. So you just have to realize it's going to take time, but little by little, you have to, if you want this to work for you, if you want to gain this confidence to live your best life, then it takes little steps every single day. And number 4 is be consistent, I guess. Just be consistent in that process, and have support and gain support in that. And, and I think anybody is capable of having confidence. Any woman is capable of living their best self and having all this confidence. It just is going to take time and effort on your part. Change is the hardest thing in the world to accomplish, because like Tony Robbins, I'm sorry to be dropping so much Tony Robbins on you.
We love it.
Tony Robbins says that the most powerful force of human psychology is remaining consistent in your identity. Let me say that more again. I know I memorized it because this was the most powerful moment at his Leadership Academy for me. The most powerful force of human psychology is remaining consistent in your identity. So if you identify yourself as a non-confident mom, as someone that's a victim, as someone that can't change, then you are going to live your life trying to be consistent in that. Right? So you'll never move. You'll remain in that state. So you have to break free. You have to kind of tap on that shell every single day until it breaks apart. And that way you'll see progress in gaining confidence.
That's powerful.
If we're dropping Tony Robbins, my favorite from him is that motion creates emotion. So I know that we probably have a lot of moms like staring right now and saying like, they probably see our chapter 12 right now, right? Because we've worked, how many years have you been working on yourself, Audrey? Like working on yourself?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. You, Christy?
Almost 7.
Okay. 6 years that I started my journey saying, you know what? I want that change that Kristina talked about, and taking those first steps. So you're probably looking at us saying, well, they seem like they have it all together. Well, no, we told you guys. #mom life is about being
still
real.
Not all together.
It's still not all together. It's about being real. So if you're that mom right now looking and saying, okay, but how do I start? What do I do? Motion creates emotion. What you need to do is just get up and start moving. Yeah. Start action, like Kristina said, towards what do you want? Identify what you want. You want to look better? All right, pick up something, go for a walk, 15 minutes each day, and then start going higher. Pick up a workout at home that you can do that's not going to interfere with the fact that you have the kids home and you can't get to the gym, Start changing a diet. Maybe it's one meal a day that you're going to start to change and for the better, and then you go on to the next one, But the thing is that those small goals each day is what's going to take you to a bigger place and a bigger place and a bigger place. And motion creates emotion. So you just got to get moving. And then you'll start to feel it. And, my friend Arlene Pino the other day posted, confidence is not what's on the outside. Confidence starts with what you feel like in the inside. And so when even if the outside hasn't caught up, that work you're doing on yourself each day is going to start to change the way you carry yourself, the way you talk to people, the way that you care for others, because you can see past yourself. You're not drowning in your own sorrow. You almost, like Kristina said, you become an influence without even trying, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to own yourself and be who you are and be able to provide for others and serve others while you're serving yourself. And
also do away with the mom guilt. Away with it. Because the best, like you said earlier, the best service we can do to our husbands and our children is to be the best version of ourselves. If they get a happier, energetic person, it's just going to serve them in every area of their life.
Isn't that happy wife, happy life? That's what it is.
It's true.
Wow, Kristina. Of course, you blew us away. Is there anything else you want to leave everybody with? Because I could see the comments like pouring in. I know that everybody is totally feeling it this morning. I'm so glad we were able to execute and have you on today. Is there anything else you want to leave everybody with?
I'll just say that, I think everything has been said. This was a really, really, really great call. I think you guys need to continue doing this because this is important stuff that you're doing. And
That's the plan.
Yeah, it's to remain consistent. But no, it's like do this because I think the messages that are being shared are powerful and inspire a lot of women. So I'm really proud to be surrounded by beautiful women like you who inspire me daily. So thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. So just remember, guys, like you're not alone. And the things that Kristina shared right now, I was like, yes, because it was my story too. Mm-hmm. So we hope that every week you come in and you tune in and you listen to us because you need to hear that there are other moms just like you out there. And what you're going through is not unique to you.
That's absolutely. Right. Monday mornings, 10 a.m. On purpose, we do this Mondays. We want to get your week started right. So next Monday, join us. All right, guys. Say bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.